Alright, welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We're taking on a Japanese player here, and we're going to go in with the team here that I've made, the hit and run squad range. We got Camilla, we got Crown, Yanaka to round things off. Although I'm not like the most thrilled or impressed overall by this Yanaka, I do think the damage reduction piercing that she does is really great. But I feel like she's missing something. Perhaps a better B skill is probably what I'm looking for on her, as well as a better... Well, no, the C skill is okay. I think it's probably a B skill, because sometimes she just doesn't do enough damage, even though she does get the kills with the Luna, or with her special. But yeah. I think I need a better B skill for her. Well, she does come with the one that does the chip damage, so that might actually be the best, unless you're gonna go with a lull or something to add on some additional damage to her. Just some more damage, because that's really what she's lacking. I feel.
All right.
And it's particularly because she's hitting defense, and defense is usually so high. But also, maybe it's her attack stat as well? I don't know, but she just doesn't hit very hard. I mean, she does cut through damage reduction and all of that, but for some reason she just doesn't hit the hardest.
Message received.
But minor gripe, not a big deal. She's still a fantastic unit. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's at least 4 days or 3 days since the banner drop. I'm still upset. Like, I'm still processing how bad of a decision it was to put
Where was that?
that dual unit on or into the game to make them be like one of the front runners. Yeah, it's gonna be a really popular unit in the sense of everyone to play summon duels and stuff. But hopefully, like, my saving grace is that a lot of people won't pull on the banner, as I don't remember if I mentioned that before, but I don't think, because most people are out of orbs, and some people just want a banner that they can skip from summoning fatigue. But yeah, it's a really strong unit. I don't think I mentioned any of the other units on the banner because I was so upset. I really, really like that Nerthuz, and the Kavaser as well. I do think both of them are going to be good additions to either offense or defense, depending on what you prefer. Yeah, these debuffs really don't help Yanaka in the slightest. But yeah, I'm thinking of perhaps adding that Golveg to a hit and run team. I don't know when I'm going to be able to finish my summons on that banner, because I also have no orbs, so just like everyone else, I'm pretty much like broke. But I do want to, because I feel like the only way to really counter that duo is to pretty much have them yourself, so that's going to have to happen. So I'm probably going to have to end up using them on defense. Just, there aren't that many nukes that have the minimum amount of res that would be able to avoid getting what's it called, time gripped, or to have their turns ended. And just adding her to the pool of usable nukes, I think, is definitely something that you want to do, because you are going to need new nukes for light season now. Because if you put your low res units in the front, they're going to get shut off. Yay! Worse, that Milla is also in light season, so fun times. But anyway, I think that Nerthuz is actually a really great addition. I love that they have added the true damage reduction based off speed into the game. That was the only natural progression of damage reduction, and I don't know if they're gonna leave it in the weapon, or if they're going to start adding it to damage reduction B skills. It would make sense to necessarily put it in the skills, which means that units that have that in their weapon are going to have one less thing, like either no follow-up or tempo or something. Something's going to be missing from the weapon to add that 25 or 20% true damage reduction in. on their weapon. It's really going to be the way to compete, since damage reduction is basically just going to be... Everything is basically all about piercing damage reduction. So that's going to be where the game is going to be heading, I feel. Because damage reduction has been like such a big part of the game for so many years. That just like with no follow-up, IS has decided that maybe it's time to push that aside and go a different route. And I do think true damage reduction is the right step to take. Be it res, defense, whatever the case may be. I do think it's the right way to go.
Your plan.
Brave Corrin's true damage reduction is probably the best there is, because he just flat out reduces damage based on a specific number. Whereas the speed or whatever scales based off the unit that you're using. The fact that it's a specific number for her off of a special really does assist with her survivability. So I think that might be something that's unique to her for a while, at least until she gets her refined next year. Well, is it next year? I think so. Well, the year after, because next year it's going to be the Cavs, and then the year after it's going to be the Corrin and Soren and so forth. So I do think hers will be a great addition to the game once it starts becoming readily available to other units. But for now, the true defense and the true res and all of that are excellent additions. And yeah, I definitely see that being the way that God swords are going to start coming back into the meta. Because just having pierceable DR isn't good enough anymore. Especially because of units like this Camilla, who just offer that status effect of being able to cut damage reduction. I think there's going to be other units like, well, maybe not. Looking at like the legendary units, perhaps maybe in 6 months. Thinking about legendary Sigurd and his extra movement, that took about 6 months to be passed off to legendary Brave rather. So I think about maybe 6 months before they offer that effect on another unit. But
I'll handle this.
And it won't be as strong as Camilla has it in any case, because the unit has to be unique. The legendary unit specifically has to be unique. And it has to be unique for some time. Otherwise, what's the point of even pulling for her, you know? So I think she'll be viable for a while, and have that uniqueness about her for a while. But I do think, well, it's already happening, of course, with Tempo and Tempo 4 and Magic Null Follow, Physical Null Follow. It's already happening, so true damage reduction is going to be the way to go. B slots for infantry units probably going to start moving towards, I don't know, maybe special spiral builds, or Brash Assault is a good choice, even though it does have the damage reduction. But I really like Brash Assault 4. I think it's a good skill. I think it's a good direction. Ooh, you know what's going to be good? Because I do see it quite a lot on the, or at least on that one, on Converser, on the New Year's banner. No Counter Disrupt 4. I think that's going to be the best slot for melee units, infantry melee units, moving forward. Because I think Flash is going to be like a big part of this year. Just a theory. I just have a feeling that it's going to be a big part of this year. But we'll see how that pans out. We're almost done here. I've made like so many mistakes in this one. This one was a lot longer, but I actually I cut out like half of it. This was at least 25 minutes, and I've cut out so much of it just because, I'm going to, just because of so many mistakes that I made there. That Miraculous living with 2 health was a big problem. That was really because of the buffs on Yanaka there, but not much I could probably have just danced her, but I don't know what I was thinking. I was just making like a ton of mistakes here.
I hope you like it.
Mira attacking first worked out in my favor.
Take a break.
So yeah, there's that. I'm really surprised that, well, she melee moving first is probably what helped me out there the most. Which is the downside in terms of range versus melee dancers, but it does have its benefits.
I'll do it.
Your plan.
And ultimately, this game mode is really all about manipulating the AI when it boils down to it. which is why I was so disappointed about the because of the new dual unit. Because if the AI doesn't move, then I mean, what is this game mode even? You know, nothing happens. If nothing happens, then
Your orders?
yeah. Oh my! I really don't think they have a way to counterbalance what they've done. I don't think they've had it planned out. They have it planned out because normally when they release something like this, there isn't a strong enough unit until like the end of the month or maybe on the CYL banner. But we'll see what they do this year.
Leave this to me.
But anyways, man, Crown takes us out. We were able to get the dub in the end. GG's. See you in the next one.